Welcome to episode 42 of the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. Hashtag Joel Ward.
The best Caps player of all time.
Yeah. And welcome back to the podcast, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Evan. I'm a Sens fan.
Omar, the Leafs fan.
Sofiana, Caps fan, and apparently my cat is too.
Yeah.
I think he's just
a fan of all the teams.
Oh, yeah, that. Well, welcome back to the new podcast, guys. We're going to be talking about our Pacific Division rankings for this upcoming season. We're going to have a little game in the middle, and we'll also do a head-to-head at the end. When we are talking about the Pacific teams, we're going to be picking 3 players in that division who we think may have a breakout, a bounce back, or a decline this year, and we'll explain why as well. But, Omar, how are you?
I'm ready to go.
Go where?
With my division rankings.
Yeah?
Because it's going to be a controversial one, I think.
San Jose in first?
Not that controversial.
I never like it when you say that.
It's not going to be controversial, though. I think my ranking will be good. How about you? How's life? I'm going to watch Gran Turismo tonight.
That's stupid.
For anyone who hasn't seen a movie called Incendies, it's a French film.
Incendies nuts?
It's a French film that came out in 2010 by acclaimed director Denis Villeneuve. And I watched it for the first time last night.
This isn't your movie podcast. Let's move on.
It was I would recommend you guys watch it because it's a pretty harsh movie. But it's extremely good. Thank you.
Great. Sufi, how are you?
I think I need Omar to shave the sides and just go full goatee.
That would make me look like 10 years older.
Probably like a little... Can't say that word.
What?
Never mind. Off camera.
And Evan, how are you? How have you been this fine? Evan and Sufi had Mary Browns recently.
No, we didn't.
So they may be falling
Sorry,
asleep.
Never.
They may be falling asleep in the middle of the podcast.
TBD.
I've never had Mary Browns in my life.
What is a Mary Brown?
Precisely. I had...
A happy brown person?
I prefer Mary Whites.
No, I said a Mary Brown is a happy brown
Happy
person.
brown
When the Leafs made it past the first round for the first time in the millennium, he was a Mary Brown.
Yeah.
I was a Mary Brown.
And
I was
then
yelling.
Their one game, he was also a Mary Brown.
That too.
I've been good. I went to Cornwall this past weekend.
Oh, that's really not worth talking about.
Vacation after work, and
He saw some cows. Evan loves cows, by the way.
Cows.
Evan is a cow aficionado.
Yeah.
He's really into the cow creatures.
Yep.
He'll tell you all about milk if you need. He can start a podcast just on milk.
And
You should start a farmer's podcast.
I listened to a farmer's podcast.
Yeah.
I didn't know this thing.
If you want to buy homegrown
interesting niche.
homegrown milk, if you want to buy homegrown cow milk, Evan will be your guy in the next 5 to 10 years.
It's actually
What?
what? When you moved into your apartment, they gave you a free cow. And that's how he can make his milk.
Not all cows produce milk for consumption, guys.
That's a fact that we didn't know, and neither did we need to know.
Yes. It's good to know, though.
Is it?
Always good to know new things.
Now I won't assume that that cow can make milk.
One question
No,
for
for
you, Evan.
consumption.
Do
Like,
cows bleed when they're milked?
No, they can, but that would mean there's something wrong, so they wouldn't take that milk. They would milk the cow after all the other ones have been milked and essentially throw that out, but also take some to sample it and probably figure out what issue is.
Okay. All right.
So we've had
Let's-
movies, we've had
Cows.
cows,
Bloody cows.
we have Mary Brown.
Mary Browns.
All 3 of our categories.
We could be we could be 5 podcasts here, and all in one.
Oh, we're so talented.
Thank you
Sorry
guys
for wasting 5 minutes of
all
your
your
life.
time. We're gonna
Multitasking.
get into things now.
Yes.
Are we?
Should we kick it off with our Pacific Division rankings?
Pacific.
So these are our Pacific rankings. We've done our central ones from last week, or if you guys remember, or if you guys don't remember, please go watch it so you know where we stand. One of us has Chicago higher than we probably should.
No. Yes.
Find out who. Watch episode
Are
40.
you gonna keep track of his again so I can
I'll keep track of
Sure.
mine.
like I need them on something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
He'll keep track of
write
it.
them down.
I can also keep track of it on the side here on notes.
No, I don't want you to go into my notes.
Fair enough.
We don't know what's on there. I generally don't know what's on there.
Uh-oh.
Some sketchy stuff. Sophie's relieving things today.
His college
Revealing
websites.
things today, not relieving things.
Precisely.
His co-
I have a list of links.
All right, guys. So Pacific Division rankings for the 2023-2024 season. We will start with our good friend
4.
Sufi.
I'm a brother, actually.
Yes,
A-hole.
Jawa and uncle.
signed with our brother Sufi.
Brother Sufyan.
Brother Sufyan. He's close to the
Number
demon.
8, San Jose Sharks.
Oh, you okay? Yeah, San Jose for me as well at number 8.
I also have San Jose in last place.
Damn.
I think it's inevitable now that Eric Carlson is also gone and there's no Timo Meyer. All right,
They
sorry.
have Nick Bonino.
And Hurdle.
True.
Moving up in the world, Anaheim Ducks.
Number 7, Anaheim Ducks for me as well.
I also have the Anaheim Ducks.
Here's where it gets a little dicey.
Whoa.
The top 6 in this is tough.
Yeah.
Because 1 could finish 6, 6 could finish 1. Who knows?
Mhm.
But I have the Canucks at 6.
Yeah, I have the Canucks at 6 as well.
You were so boring. I also have the Canucks at 6.
Or you go first.
No, we have to keep the order.
Change it up,
We
bro.
got to keep the order.
At 5, I have the Calgary Flames.
At 5, I have the Calgary Flames.
At 5, I have the Los Angeles Kings.
Oh, wow, you actually dropped them to 5. Look at that.
There was gotta have
You
something.
know what goalie
at
they have? Sufi.
that they would finish higher if that was the case. At 4, I have Seattle.
At 4, I have Los Angeles. No, sorry, I don't have Los Angeles at 4. I have Vegas at 4. No, I don't have Vegas at 4. Sorry, I'm mixing up my list in my head. I do have Seattle at 4.
Okay.
You just didn't want to be like me.
I have Calgary at 4.
I have LA at 3.
I have Vegas at 3.
I have Vegas at 3.
I have Vegas at 2.
I have LA at 2.
I have Seattle at 2.
Did
Did you say LA?
Yes, at 2.
I have LA, Oilers at 1.
I've got Oilers at 1 as
I
well.
have Oilers at 1.
Interesting. I didn't think we had that much agreement, but we did.
So the things that are different is I have Seattle higher than anyone else and LA lower than anyone else.
I probably would like Seattle was tough for me. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised they finished at 2. So, but like even like just from 2 to 5 for me, that could be like lots of variation. I think
Yeah.
Vancouver's
Because like Calgary, in my opinion, definitely underperformed for the quality of players they have on their team. Like they have Markstrom, who can have phenomenal years as we've seen.
Yeah.
They have a very solid defense core.
one of the best.
Yeah.
Arguably on paper at least.
Yeah. And then they have Elias Lindholm, 40-goal scorer. They have Jonathan Huberdeau, 100-point scorer. They have Nazem Kadri, who's had 30-goal seasons and like gives you stuff on both ends of the ice. Then they have like Mangiapane and Dubé and all this stuff. So they have everything
Fair.
that they need to be a winning team.
Yeah.
So
It's even if they regress to like the middle of what their players did 2 years ago and what they did last year, they're still going to improve at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Huberto going from 110 points to 58 or whatever it was.
and then
Ridiculous.
Markstrom being like a 20 save percentage? 917?
It was early 20s.
Yeah. To like
892 or something.
yeah, that's
That
not
was
gonna happen
ridiculous.
again.
Like, and then the defense too. Like defense was good last year, but I think they're going to get a
They also
little
missed
bit-
Tanev for a lot of time, no?
I think so, yeah. But I think they're going to get more offense from the defense as well this year. But just in general, it's a deep D core.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Calgary Flames homer. I like them.
I do actually like the Calgary Flames as well.
I like them more when they had Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah. They had more character,
Yeah.
I like for
negative character.
Vancouver for me is like a tough team because like they
Yeah,
have
I could see
pieces.
them somehow make the playoffs.
They have pieces,
But
it's just like I think they're in a weird like transition phase. I think they're going to be like certain players going to be better than last year, like Demko.
Mhm.
And he missed a lot of last year too, so could bode well for them. Seattle's weird. They're just like still a team full of second liners and a bunch of goalies, like a lot of them. But yeah, I think Oilers are the class of the. I have the Oilers winning the Western Conference.
Yeah.
We've been broken into by a very overweight cat.
He's sensitive. Leave him alone. Sponsored
All right.
by
Cole.
no.
Coles.
Coles.
Reed.
All right, so we're gonna do our. Since we've done the ranking, we're now gonna each pick, like we did last time, our players for bounce back or decline years or a breakout.
I'll
year.
go first.
All right, then we pick one per position.
We do?
You didn't last time, but yes, it's one per position.
I did
Per
last time. We
position?
did-
Like forward, defense, goalie.
Yeah, okay.
Can I not?
Yeah, let's not. Let's just pick 3 players in general. Why do we have to go by position?
This is variance, bro. You can pick 3 forwards.
Okay. Then if someone picks someone who someone else already got, you're not allowed.
Well, yeah, that was already a rule.
This could be editing for you, pal.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go first. Since we were just talking about the Calgary Flames, I think Jacob Markstrom will have a bounce back year. He could have a 900 save percentage, and that'd be a bounce back year, realistically. I don't think he's going to have just a 900. I could see him getting into like the 10s, like 910 kind of range, and definitely improving the team. Like even if the team played exactly how they did last year, and with him playing like that, gives them way more of a shot of making the playoffs. And I could see him being that bounce back player in the Pacific Division.
Okay.
He can't be worse.
Well-
I'm here.
I mean, I guess.
For my pick, for my bounce back in the Pacific is going to be Jack Campbell.
No way.
I'm gonna give him my bounce back.
I don't disagree. I was saying that's weird.
Leafs
coming
homer.
From, it's
Yeah.
coming from you because you hate on him. Like
I'm gonna give him a bounce back because he was just really bad last year. I don't think he can sustain being that bad.
Except in the playoffs where they didn't give him a chance.
Yeah, they didn't give him a chance.
Like 2.5 games and he was insane.
But regular season didn't go his way last year. After signing a huge contract, I think now maybe he'll settle down a little bit 1 year into the new team and everything. So hopefully, well, I don't know. I don't really care. If I mean, what I say,
Great.
I'm not saying like hopefully. I mean, I do think hopefully for him, he's a nice guy and stuff. So hopefully, I do hope for him he improves and has a bounce back. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do a very. Actually, we'll start. I'm gonna go forward defense goalie because that was already in my head. Forward, I'm gonna go breakout. Although his first 2 seasons have been better than anyone in his age group, points wise at least, and has been on like a very bad team. I think Trevor Zegras is gonna push north of 80 points this year.
That's cute. You know Tim Stutzel?
Yuki, he always brings us up when I bring Trevor Zegras up, and he loses the argument because Trevor Zegras had like double the points that Stutzel had in his first 2 years.
That's
So
incorrect.
Oh god, you're gonna get into this argument right now.
it's at least 40.
40 more points?
Bro, his first 2 seasons were like mid 60
Oh,
points.
combined.
Yeah.
I meant in a season.
Oh,
I
no,
was
no,
like,
no. No.
all right, okay. I think we need to include Stutzel. Let's see. He is 21. How old is Zegras? 22.
Did I say age or did I say first 2 years?
You said in their
Okay, first
age
2
group.
years.
Therefore, he's better.
First 2 years, 29 points and 58 points.
Yeah, I know he has
for,
more points than that,
yeah.
but he's also younger.
Okay, but you probably
That's
by
like saying Joe Thornton's going to get more points next
Jan
year
15,
than me.
2002. Oh my god, we born 2002. And March 20th, 2001. So it's like not even a year difference.
It's a year.
It's barely a year.
And you know what's
Not barely a
funny?
year, it's less than a year,
You
sorry.
know what's funny? Not once did I say Tim Stutzel's name. Ottawa fans just get a little agitated for some reason if he doesn't get talked about every 5 seconds.
All right.
And here I am talking about our German QB.
So, one of the most skilled players in the league. I say
like
the
Sophia,
chemistry with
the German
Terry,
cutie.
with Troy Terry, explodes a little in a good way. They have a bunch of young players that are improving. I think the power play is going to be a little better next year. So I don't think 80 points is even that like crazy, but like I think he's going to break past the mid-60s threshold.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
He was definitely going to get there at some point.
Yeah.
So
Crazy how Stutzel is going to get 100 points.
at least wait till the
Okay.
preview. Oh my god.
All right, go, Evan. What's your next one?
Sens fans make me dislike their players. Even if
I'm just doing this to be annoying.
Even if I like their players. Ever since, as Tim Stutzel, I was like, wow, this guy's playing amazing. I really like the way he plays. The second I go in the vicinity of Evan, I can just feel the energy off him. Like
Stutzel's not even my favorite player.
I know, but you talk about him the most.
You talk about Suso the most.
No.
Other than like
Giroud.
Yeah, but like Giroud, you only talk about when he's brought up. Suso, you bring up.
Yeah. Like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we don't talk about the best like mid-30-year-olds.
Okay, sorry, my team's more exciting than yours.
No.
Yeah.
We have a cup.
And
Okay, well we're now we're going into childish arguments in the middle of our
This
you
isn't
know
me starting it, is it?
you know.
he started it. Anyways, Sufi, before you interrupted me,
Doesn't need.
I have a breakout player. Similarly to Trevor Zegras, someone breaking the 60-ish point threshold on a new team with their center or first-line center getting older, them maybe taking more responsibility and having, I could see an 80-point season. Pierre-Luc Dubois on the Los Angeles Kings, I think, is going to have his best offensive year, and I think he will keep his defensive game intact because every center on the Los Angeles Kings is good defensively, and I think that trend will continue.
Wasn't good defensively last year.
Who?
Anyways, I digress. It's fine.
And yeah, that's my breakout player.
I have I can't do another bounce back, can I?
You can do whatever you want. You can do 3
Okay.
bounce backs if you want.
Okay, so I have another bounce back actually.
Jack Hamill?
No. I do think he should have a better season than he's had in the last couple. Brock Besser.
Okay. Is there any rhyme or reason behind this, or you just feel the vibes?
I just think he's shown that he's much better than he's been in the last 2 years, especially last year, what did not go well for him at all. And I don't think it can keep going that bad. Like I think he has skill. He has a good shot. He's good enough to have a. I think a noticeable bounce back. Like I think we can see that from him.
He's a bit of a weird one because he's like a guy with an amazing shot that doesn't shoot.
Yeah.
So if he ever decides to shoot more, he should score. It's a very easy sequence of events here. It's like Line.
Yeah.
Because they're both similar players in the fact that it's built off their shot, but can be lazy at times. I think the difference is Line has enough skill to be lazy and still produce at a point per game level, which he has. Where I don't think Brock Besser is the case, but maybe he'll start shooting more.
And how about you?
On defense, I have probably the easiest predictable breakout in Evan Bouchard.
Yeah.
Great name.
Second half of the year, played on the first power play after Tyson Barrie got exiled. Actually, even before that, before Barrie left, he kind of took over on the power play and was point per game. And then I think was close to point per game or was over point per game in the playoffs. So yeah, I think he's on track to be a mid 60 point player, and could easily be more.
Yeah. Great. I have my decline.
Go ahead.
I'll explain after. My decline is from the Vancouver Canucks.
You're going to do JT Miller.
It's JT Miller.
There's no reason behind this.
Because
his attitude is bad.
Did you hit all 3
he
positions?
has a bad attitude.
That's literally
And
it.
here's what I think is going to happen. He's going to get lazy
Oh my god.
and eventually demand a trade this season. and he's going to underperform from what he's supposed to and have a bad attitude, which to me is a decline as well. And I think you won't even reach 80 points.
This is a pure,
not even maybe 70.
This is a pure hateful pick. There's no reason behind this.
I agree with Evan though.
This is similar.
Ooh.
If you look at like the last 4 years, he's been like top 5 in points. So
yeah,
in the NHL,
he's been.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I saw some stat. I don't know. But like the thing is,
top 5 in points the past 5 years. I disagree.
It isn't that. But he's had a ton of points the last like few years.
I agree, but I think he's gonna have a worse season.
Yeah. Okay, I'd love to see that. So
Good, me too.
I'm going with.
So you can be happy in life.
My decline.
Sorry, wait. Let me wait. But he's bad defensively.
Oh my god. That's actually true though. He is bad defensively. Okay.
I didn't say anything when Dubois was a supposedly good defenseman.
He's a two-way forward.
That's what he's advertised as, bro. But he's one of those guys where it's like a fake two-way forward. Everyone says he's bad defensively.
Who did he say was good defensively yesterday? You said someone.
I said that neither Tavares or Nylander were good defensively.
Yeah.
But you said Nylander was better than you said.
I said
Nylander. You said initially
that Nylander's better than Tavares defensively.
and then you went, well, I don't know.
No, I said they're both not great defensively.
Yeah, but you initially said Nylander's better defensively than
said-
Tavares.
I don't even know what I said, bro. You guys are just
We got him.
sure.
My decline of the 23-24 season, defenseman for the Edmonton Oilers, Darnell Nurse,
What is he declining from?
from his points.
Did he have like 30?
I don't know. I feel like he's always like talked good about. So I'm just like, he's gonna decline. He's not that good.
I'll be honest. Most of the things I read about Darnell Nurse are bad. Like the majority of things are. I think maybe you just are on like Sportsnet or something. And
Maybe.
that's literally it.
Could be. But anyway, I'm gonna go decline for Darnell Nurse.
Cool.
Nice.
Who are you going for?
I don't like any of the goalies in this division. So you know what? I'm going to break my own rules. Just kidding. Going Thatcher Demko bounce back.
Alright.
Reason behind that? I think they have a very good defensive player in JT Miller. It's going to help contribute to Demko's stats rising. But realistically, Demko only played I think he only played 20 games last year.
A very good defensive player.
I think Demko only played 20 games last year. So
Yeah.
and they were all 20 pretty bad games. So I think he's one of in the literally can't be worse categories. So even if he regresses to a 3 GAA with a 900 save percentage, that's a bounce back.
Sure. And it's Demko. I think he's proven
He's
that
got
he
the
can
skill
play
to
well. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the skill to be one of the better end of goalies.
So let us know if you agree with not only our rankings, but also our picks in terms of our bounce back, decline, and breakout players. So today's stat game is brought to us by Mr. Gowans. Evan Gowans.
Lawn.
By Lawn G.
What?
I got it.
All right. What are we doing, Evan?
My feet fell asleep.
What's our stat game?
Okay, so this isn't exactly a stat game,
Oh my god.
but I have a challenge for you, and there's no strikes. It's until you give up.
Okay.
I give up.
So I am going to give you a topic, and you have to name as many as you can. Once you finish, let's say you get 18 out of 30, you will then get a grade associated with it.
Okay.
So what I'm asking for today is 30 NHL players last year wore the number 28, which was the most popular jersey number last season. Can you name as many 28s as you can that played an NHL game last year. There's 30. Go ahead.
I literally cannot name one.
I really don't care. Claude Giroux.
That's one.
That's one.
You know what? I'll even give you a bonus point for getting that one.
Connor Brown was 29, right?
He's 28.
Is he 28? Connor Brown.
I don't think. Oh, he didn't wear that in
No.
Washington.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
That counts.
That counts?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
It's Connor Brown.
He only played like 3 games. 4 games. Elias Lindholm.
Yep.
28.
I just picked the one with the most people. Give you the best hope. And it's not a. I mean, I was gonna say it wasn't a super popular number, but apparently it was.
It's not a number I ever focus on. What does
Joel Armia.
No.
Why do you think you were 28? Does Caulfield go 28? No, I think he's 15.
Caulfield?
22.
22. Yeah, he's 20 something. I knew that.
Oh, he's drafted 15.
I'm
not good with numbers, bro.
really bad with jersey numbers, man.
Do you want me to tell you teams?
I look at their faces.
That
Bro,
I'll allow
there's
giving
30 teams.
Yeah.
There's 32 teams. There's 30 players.
Yeah.
There's only 2 teams that don't have one.
Then figure it out. Just say one out loud for yourself then. Maybe it'll help.
Carolina. Jesper Fast.
I think Carolina's one of the ones that doesn't have it.
What does Thomas Hurdle wear?
48.
48. Okay, never mind.
There's an 8 in there. Kevin LeBlanc.
What does Ratko Gudas wear?
Barabanov. Let's just go through teams. And
Ratko Gudas.
No.
I don't know. What does
Verhage.
The Fox say?
No, Verhage doesn't wear 28.
Montour. No.
Margiapane.
Silverberg. No, he's like double number. Lindell. Suter.
What does
John
Ekholm?
Hockenpah.
What does Ekholm wear?
Ekholm.
No.
What does Petrangelo wear?
Just say the name, bro.
Petrangelo.
No.
Theodore.
No.
Kessel.
You guys this is bad with numbers?
Tyler Bertuzzi. I don't know. I don't know numbers.
I don't pay attention to
Okay. I'm going to give you... I'll tell you teams. Okay?
It doesn't... Okay.
This guy has
Doesn't
not
help.
played a game yet, but this is his projected number for the Colorado Avalanche.
Johansson?
No.
Who the hell is
He will play a game for them
Who else?
because he was a free agent signing.
Who else did they sign?
Who did they sign this year?
I thought
It
it
was your
just-
favorite contract, Sophie.
Oh. No. My favorite contract was Evan Rodriguez.
Yeah, I said that sarcastically. It was for a long time.
Oh. Miles Wood.
Miles Wood.
That's the caliber of player we have here?
There's 30 players.
Oh.
Another one
Tatar.
that wore this for Nashville before leaving to a different team via waivers.
Great.
And then scored like 20 goals.
Tolvanen.
Yep. This person now plays or will play for the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Severson.
Yep. This person is on a team with the best defenseman of all time. Wink.
So Eric Carlson.
Thanks, 58. Dumoulin.
No, he's gone.
Is it a defenseman?
Jeff Carter.
It is defenseman.
It's a Jeff. Oh,
Is it a Pedersen?
okay.
Sufi's favorite player ever.
Is that sarcasm?
He talks
Shabbat.
No. No, this is like me being like, he talks about him all the time.
So if he talks
I
about
talk
this
about a
guy.
lot of players all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
but you're like, oh my gosh, this guy scores so many goals, shoots so much, hits so many people. I love him.
You just described Tom Wilson.
Starts with the same first letter.
Of his last name?
His first name.
Meyer.
Timo Meyer.
I say that because it's true, by the way.
Montreal Canadiens center.
Suzuki.
New
Hook. Suzuki.
His first name is like a
Doc.
religion.
Christian. Dvorak.
Yes. Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh.
I'm not even going to give you a hint.
Colton Orr.
28 on the Leafs right now. Is he a new player or currently was already there?
I don't think he played a ton of games.
Matthew Nice.
No.
You don't think
Robertson.
No, Robertson's not 28.
Aaron Kruk.
No.
Reeves.
No.
He said I don't think he's a new guy because he said he didn't play a ton of games.
I mean, he's younger.
Younger.
I don't know how young he is. I don't think he's like...
Kerfoot.
No, Kerfoot's 15.
Of course he
Has a great last name of a goalie.
Last name of a goalie?
Like, his last name is also a goalie last name.
Joseph.
No. Two great Ontario goalies. Not necessarily because they're from Ontario, because they played in Ontario.
Long ago.
For both Ontario
Anderson.
teams.
Anderson is probably it, yeah.
Mikey Anderson.
No, not Mikey Anderson.
Josh Anderson. No.
John Anderson.
John Anderson.
Craig Anderson. There's an Anderson on Toronto?
Joey Anderson.
What? Who is?
I even heard of him.
I mean,
I thought he was on New Jersey.
I didn't know he was. Did he even play last year on the Leafs?
Yes.
He did actually. I actually do remember seeing that.
This person was voted into an All-Star
How is this?
game.
These are not easy guesses with these numbers. Just because
Well,
it's
you're
the
not going to
most
get them
number.
anyway, so I'm giving you hints to help you, kid.
You should have done like a 91 or something. I don't know, some better number. 28 is like not even one good player is 28.
Well,
True.
I was going to give
Apart from
you...
Giroux.
I was giving you so you get a letter grade, so you don't necessarily lose per se.
Right
But you
now,
definitely lost.
we have an F.
This
But I'll
person
bring
was
it back.
voted into an All-Star game because their entire country voted them in.
Oh
Vanek.
no, it's What team does he play for?
Yeah, that's a good guess.
Oh. Kirkensons.
Yes.
Latvia.
Correct. This guy scored a goal against Ottawa in overtime, and he did like 8 laps
That could be so many players.
of the offensive zone and then scored. I think he was being defended by Jared Cowan, and it was on like highlight reels for a long time because he loop score. He played for Detroit. He doesn't currently play for Detroit.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think of their name because I remember watching
He's
this play.
Swedish.
I
No.
No. I literally remember watching this.
I have seen this, yes.
Yeah.
I know what he's talking about. But I've seen that happen multiple times to Ottawa, so I don't know.
Who was the guy who did it though? Was it Mantha?
No. Mantha doesn't skate.
Was
I
it?
also said this person's... Oh, well, I guess that does make sense.
And our player was Connor Brown.
Franzen?
Friends.
I feel like I saw Franzen do that once.
It was
tomorrow.
at the same kind of
Franzen
time as
also played
Tatar
skates.
being there.
Palat?
What?
No, it can't
What?
be Palat.
Palat on the Red Wings?
Who did
Whenever
this?
I think of Tatar, I also think of
I
Palat.
literally remember this play. Why can't I remember the player?
What's my PSN name?
Goosh. Nyquist.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it was Nyquist.
There's another actually Toronto Maple Leaf that wore it this season.
Huh?
Yeah.
Matthew Nice.
William
This guy
Nylander.
was acquired at the deadline.
Luke Shen. Gustafson.
No.
Oh, across the deadline.
What
So not O'Reilly, not Gustafson.
Not Shen.
Just before the deadline.
They actually acquired 2 players in this trade.
Yeah, it was This was before the deadline, right? Like
Just before.
You gotta know this, man. This is your team.
I'm trying to remember what their
You don't
deadline
even
deal
know
was.
who Joey Anderson is, you fake fan.
I literally don't know. Well, I mean, I know who he is in terms of I've heard him.
Okay, if you were to giggle and then toot. Different words for both of those.
Laugh.
Yep.
Fontaine.
No. What's different word for toot?
Fart.
Okay, put those two.
Lafferty. Lafferty.
Lafferty.
Lafferty. Yes.
Didn't tell you the rest.
He was in the McCabe deal. Yeah, just this. I mean, we're not getting any of these until
I
you give
know.
us
I
citizens.
feel like I would have done the best with the number one.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so
you
you're
know
the
your
one that picked me.
numbers.
You
Yeah,
know this
I know,
about me,
but I
right?
thought you guys could have done this.
I can do an all-time like 19s or something and be like, okay,
19s, I could have done better. Yeah, sure.
all time, though, not just
Do you want me to
Yeah.
pick a number with like 5 people?
I
Did
feel.
you get
I feel.
five?
No.
Okay.
No.
The people you missed are Jarrett Anderson Dolan on the Los Angeles Kings, Nathan Beaulieu on the Anaheim Ducks, William Carrier on the Vegas Golden Knights, Ian Cole on Tampa Bay /
Oh,
Vancouver,
I actually do know that.
Mhm.
Damn.
Colton Dock on the Chicago Blackhawks,
Okay.
Andreas Englund, Senators legend,
I knew what Doc had it.
on Chicago and LA, Stephen Fogarty on Minnesota, Derek Forbert on Boston, Gustav Lindstrom on Detroit, Mackenzie McEachran on St. Louis, Josh Mahura on Florida, Ryan Murray on Edmonton, Alex Petrovic on Dallas, Alexander Romanov on the Islanders, Carson Soucy on Seattle / Vancouver, Kevin Stenland on Vancouver / Winnipeg, Jeffrey VL, who I've never heard of, on Winnipeg. And that's your list of
Let me
number
honest.
28 in the NHL.
I know a lot of players, and I have no idea who that Fogarty guy was.
Well, I made you guess the ones I thought you could guess. So
All right, good start game, Evan. That was fantastic.
I feel like I could do better at a jersey one.
Uh,
Maybe
You're
maybe
one
the
that
person
knows
for the
jerseys,
next.
bro.
What?
You're the one that knows jerseys. I don't know jerseys.
Yeah. So next time, maybe when whoever stack game is next, we
I'm
can.
not doing jerseys.
I'll do jerseys, sure.
No,
Just to see how many you can get.
Yeah.
just do that in your own time.
Maybe
I want to be involved.
Yeah, true. Maybe we'll do a separate
You
one just
can
for
be
him.
involved
Yeah.
if you freaking pay attention to hockey, pal.
I look at their face.
Yeah, I don't
While
look at
they're
their
playing,
numbers. Just some.
I can tell the player what he looks like if you take his number off and you just show me his
Physique.
like you just show me with like him from the back with his stick and the way he skates.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
I know skating strides. I don't know numbers.
Okay, I'll bring that one up for a stock game then. Who skates like this?
I think I demonstrate.
All right, so that was today's stock game. Not
Okay.
something not very successful because me and Sufi sucked at it, but
I guarantee you, there's a couple times when I gave you hints, Brendan's gonna be yelling, be like, "It's so obvious."
All right, what's our head-to-head? We have a head-to-head for you guys today.
So our head-to-head for this week, kind of like last week. Last week I gave you 2 players from the division you had to pick against each other. This week I'm going to give you 2 center cores from the Pacific. You have to tell me which one you'd prefer.
Okay.
So the first one being Eichel, Stevenson, and Carlson. They just won a Stanley Cup. Eichel potentially the best center other than Edmonton in that division.
I'd rather Pedersen.
But you could argue.
I don't know.
And that's some great depth down. If that's your, top 3 centers, that's a great depth to have. The other 3 being Dubois, Kopitar, and Deneau.
I knew you were going to do that.
So who would you rather have as your center core?
You picked 2 center cores with players that I don't like very much,
Yeah, he hates Eichel.
Omar, you start.
and I hate Dubois.
Dubois new.
I think this is fairly easy.
I'm gonna go Eichel.
Okay, that's not where I would go.
I thought about going Kopitar, but
You're also just doing one player. Center core.
Yeah, I just don't believe in Dubois.
Okay. Interesting. I don't like him. But I think Eichel's better than Kopitar, obviously. I think in this age also.
Yeah.
But Kopitar's still a good first line center. Eichel is a star first line center. But then I'd definitely take Dubois over Stevenson. And I would definitely take Deneau over Carlson. Deneau as a second line center is good on a lot of teams, but he finishes top 10 in Selke voting, while finishing with like 50 points, which says a lot because Selke voters for some reason care more about how much the player scores rather than what they actually do defensively. So whenever a defensive center actually makes it in the top 10, that means they're insane defensively. So having him as your like third line center is like pretty elite.
Yeah.
And then Dubois Stevenson. Like I like Stevenson as a player, former Cap. He doesn't really score. Like he's like a mid-teens goal scorer. The playmaking is good, but I think a lot of his success, points-wise at least, is a tribute to the guys around him. Where Dubois had like mid-60 point seasons while being more of like a second liner in Winnipeg, which I think he's going to do in LA as well. But I think just off potential and like what they've already done so far in their careers, I think Dubois is already a better player. And I think that difference is bigger than Eichel and Kopitar. And I also think that the difference between Danault and Carlson is actually pretty big for me. Because Carlson is like maybe like a 45, 50 point player with like one randomly insane season. But just in terms of like that defensive actor that I'm talking about, Danault is just like a different level entirely.
Where would you go on this one?
I agree with Sophie. I would go Dubois, Kopitar, Danault. I think it's a more well-rounded center core. They're both really good. As a three. But I think the LA center core just has, and that's why it's tough because like that other core just won a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
But purely off of like talent, I think LA has more talent in that core.
Yeah. Even if you bring the fourth line centers in, I don't know who LA's fourth line centers. I can't remember. It might be Byfield.
They go as deep as Trevor Moore for me. I don't know anyone else after that.
He's a winger.
So, never mind.
I can't remember. Anyways, I think the other thing about Pacific Division in general, they have a lot of good center cores.
Mm-hmm.
You look at, like, for me, the best center core is Edmonton.
Yeah.
Like David Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, McLeod, whatever you want to put in the third line. But it really doesn't matter after McDavid, Draisaitl. Like,
yeah.
But even Vancouver with Pedersen, if they have Miller in the middle, and then whoever they have as third line center, and then Seattle has like depth everywhere, center being one of those. Even San Jose has Hurdle and Couture. And then Anaheim is like the young guys, and Zegras and McTavish and Henrique. So yeah, it's a very good center course for Pacific Division.
Mm-hmm.
Very tame. Whenever me and Omer don't agree, it really doesn't matter. When me and him don't agree, it's a problem.
It's always a problem.
It's always a problem when you two don't agree.
But yeah, this is pretty cut and dry for me. I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty close for me, but
I think it might just be because
considering they also won a cup.
But that can't trump everything in this case.
It's not trumping everything. It's not the sole reason I'm giving it, but it does play a part. The fact that they did win a cup,
Yeah.
And they beat Edmonton on the way to it, didn't they?
Would you take their center core over Toronto's just because they won a cup?
No. Well, I don't take. I wouldn't take Eichel over Matthews.
Well, no,
as
I'm
one player.
saying they're three centers.
But the three centers, yes.
Interesting.
I
wouldn't personally. Even after Matthews Tavares, I don't even know who their third line centers in Toronto. I still take Toronto's.
Yeah, well, I mean, in terms of skill, yeah, I would take Toronto's, but they won a cup out of that. Toronto hasn't got past round two.
They didn't even really get past round two.
Yeah. So at this point, the skill didn't work.
Interesting philosophy.
I mean, there's something to be said about a core that's like, sure, they might not be as skilled as Matthews Tavares or as.
But it takes the team to win the cup, not just the center core.
Yeah, but that center core is a massive part of that winning.
I think if you took that center core in Toronto and you put it on Vegas, like you guys like to do that team moving thing.
Yeah.
Vegas would have swept every team.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah.
But their core did it, and the Leafs core didn't, and LA's core didn't.
I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Stupid episode, bro.
Well, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Unfortunate Diehards podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll have a new episode coming up shortly with our Metro Division rankings and some more games for you guys as well. Feel free to play along at home and let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about.
Thanks, guys.
Where can you find us?
Yeah, where can you find us?
True. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok,
At the Unfortunate Diehards.
Pinterest.
And we'll be on Pinterest eventually. Take care, guys.
Moms on board.